It is a time of peace between human and Zin, a tenuous peace nearly shattered by a recent revelation. The Zinti Patriarch received information that centuries ago, during the Man-Zin Wars, puppeteers secretly aided the humans. Insane with rage, the Patriarch decreed that all puppeteers must die. Plotting puppeteer extermination, he sent a planet-destroying warship to annihilate the puppeteer fleet of worlds. Fortunately, a band of 3 unlikely companions, Seeker, Miranda, and Quinn, discovered these plans and determined to thwart them. In their stolen spacecraft, the Lance of Truth, and with puppeteer guidance, our heroes set out to explore Ringworld, searching for technology that would assist them. Using artifacts recovered from their expedition, our heroes destroyed the Zinti warship with an antimatter explosion. Meanwhile, another power claims Ringworld as its jurisdiction. The commander of this force is General Carson Teal. His flagship, the Juggernaut, hovers in space near Ringworld.
You're certain this information is correct? This transport device, it actually exists?
Yes, General. I've studied it up close. If everything goes according to plan, you, or shall I say we, will soon possess the components necessary to make it operational.
If this stepping disk device, as you call it, does in fact lead to other worlds, I must gain exclusive control of it.
Yes, General, but do not forget. There is another discovery of equal importance that would be most prudent to investigate.
The Nuktapun ship. Yes. Imagine a perfectly preserved billion-year-old spaceship. Sounds like a fascinating antique. The Arm will be pleased with my discovery.
Accept it as a token of my good faith. You will find the ship right where I have indicated.
I've been curious about something, Webster. Puppeteer assistance is never without its price. What's in this for you?
My presence on this mission suggests that I am either suicidal, which I am not, or truthful. The experimentalist hindmost is somewhere on the Ringworld. I intend to find and retrieve the rightful ruler of my people. All I ask in return is that you assist me in the recovery.
General Teal, you asked me to inform you when the pilots were ready.
Very good. Alert the flight deck. I'm on my way. Tell the communications officer to contact our base on Ringworld and inform them of my departure.
Yes, General.
Meanwhile, near the puppeteer fleet of worlds, this stepping disk reminds you of your recent narrow escape from the antimatter explosion. This is a stasis negator gun you picked up on your previous trip to Ringworld. a Slaver psionic amplification helmet. If you remove this from its testing harness, you will undermine the test Miranda is currently running. A Slaver neural nullifier. A hyperconducting attractor unit. A rotational infarction transducer. A reader device. An induction equalization apparatus. A portable vector optimizer. A multi-timbral linear arithmetic synthesis sound module. A sub-miniature sensor probe. It is currently programmed to detect combination codes. You remove the power capsule from the stepping disc. It appears that the programmable sensor probe has no effect on the reader. You remove the spent power capsule from the stasis negator gun. It appears that the spent power capsule has no effect on the reader. It appears that the spent power capsule has no effect on the hyperconducting attractor unit. It appears that the spent power capsule has no effect on the programmable sensor probe. The fully charged power capsule cannot be used in that manner. It appears that the spent power capsule is useless. You load the charged power capsule into the stasis negator gun.
Can I ask you something?
Quinn, where have you been? Our little antimatter explosion may have destroyed the Patriarch's planet killer, but it also sent our ship system buffers into overload. While you were sleeping in, Seeker and I have been frantic trying to keep the Lance of Truth space-worthy. I have most of the engineering systems back online, but the quantum drive went into stasis, and I can't get the field to reset.
How can I help?
Find some way to disable the stasis field on the quantum drive. And while you're at it, find out if Seeker is having any problems with the astrogation system.
I'll see what I can do.
Miranda, Quinn must be updated. Tell him the other news.
Other news?
We've got another little problem, Quinn. All of the comm channels are abuzz about us. We're wanted for the theft of Lance of Truth. The Patriarch has a price on our heads. Even the puppeteers have offered a reward for our capture and the return of our cargo.
They have branded us criminals.
Criminals? Didn't we just prevent an interstellar war? They should be calling us heroes.
The Patriarchy will deny everything. We conveniently destroyed the evidence that would have cleared our names.
Huh. I guess I should have expected that. Now the puppeteers think we're at their mercy.
We should return to Ringworld and exile ourselves. While we're there, we must try to find a way to prove our innocence.
The puppeteers will guess that's our next move. But we have no other choice.
If the puppeteers do predict our return to Ringworld, we must stay alert. With the price on our heads, they may think we're worth more dead than alive. Personally, I prefer the latter alternative.
Loose isolinear optical fibers dangle from this incompleted status indicator. A loose access panel. Evidently, more work in progress. A multi-purpose retention clamp holds a transfer conduit in place. A storage cabinet. A comm scanner. The autodock is a miracle of modern science. The autodock, a connecting junction for optical cable. Looks like an ideal place to put a small device. It has a friendly feel. It has a friendly feel.
Can I ask you something?
Yes, Quinn?
Miranda, please tell me what you're doing.
Can't Quinn pay attention?
Sorry, I must have been distracted.
I got most of the engineering systems back online, but the quantum drive went into stasis. I can't get the field to reset.
And you want me to...
Find some way to disable the stasis field on the quantum drive.
I'm on it. Can I ask...
Yes?
What?
First,
We should be hailed. We prevent...
It is not.
Miranda, I need some assistance with the auto dock.
why are you injured?
No. I just want the auto dock to perform one of the extended functions, and I can't get it to cooperate.
I think there's something in the technical manual about that. If you can find a reader, I'm sure the technical information about the autodock can be accessed.
I've noticed the ship isn't moving at quantum speeds. What seems to be the problem?
One of the hyperdrive modules is in stasis, and I can't get the field to reset.
Finagle's Law. What can I do?
If you can figure some way to disable the stasis field, I should be able to bring the whole quantum drive back online in a matter of minutes.
Here, Miranda. Let me give you this.
What's this for?
I was hoping you could tell me.
Oh, that's right. The information in this reader requires my access code. What did you want the autodock to do?
Foreign object extraction.
Okay, it should work now. Just connect the reader to the autodock. The reader will automatically reprogram the autodock to perform the extraction.
Thanks.
The auto dock places extracted items here.
It worked, Seeker. I've successfully retrieved this disc I had surgically implanted before our first trip.
Hand it over, and I will copy the information into the main computer.
I've noticed the ship. What seems to be the
I know as much about our hyperdrive as you do, except that this prototype is designed to exceed the speeds of all previous quantum drives. If you have any technical questions, you'll have to talk to our engineer.
The retention clamp is not useful there. The retention... It appears that the multi-purpose Your scanner doesn't show... It appears that the
Here's the info disk Lewis Wu sent me before our first adventure. It should contain the location data for Ringworld.
Yes, the location is here. Wu also mentions my father. There, I copied the files into the ship's computer.
Seeker, I hope your father is still alive.
a 3-meter cable harness. On each end is a hook fastener. This is a storage locker. This is a sonic stunner. This is a canister of laser diffusion aerosol. These are oxygen tanks. This action benefits you not. You have no use for this item. This is an there On the back wall is a hand grip. This is a control panel. That would accomplish. Your scanner doesn't show. Your scan. The anti-mutiny laser has been permanently disabled. The stasis field has engulfed this compartment of the quantum drive.
The astrogation database is working now, right?
Of course. I've re-entered the Ringworld coordinates in the correct charts.
How's the hyperdrive running?
The quantum drive is running within established parameters.
Excellent. Now we have the horsepower to get back to Ringworld.
You are a master of understatement.
Success.
Man your station, Quinn. Engaging quantum drive.
All systems stable and operational within specified parameters. Punch it, Seeker!
ETA just under 3 hours. Good work, Quinn.
Meanwhile,
back in Ringworld space again. Funny, I don't feel any safer.
Knowing the puppeteers as well as we do, I don't think we should stop looking over our shoulders yet.
Ha! Herbivores! A Zin should not hide from the likes of them.
Unfortunately, Seeker, I don't really think we have much of a choice.
So, now that we're here, what should we do next? Aha! There it is! Fist of God. Transferring coordinates now. I think our first stop should be the Canyon People village we visited last time. We can take another look at the Nuktipan ship, see if we learn anything new.
I think that is good advice. And I'm sure Miranda is anxious to renew her acquaintance with the chief of the Canyon People.
Is that supposed to be funny? Zinti have the strangest sense of humor. My attentions to the chief were strictly in the line of duty. But I have no problem with Quinn's idea. I'd like another chance to examine Nuktipan technology up close.
May we find favor with the rivers of destiny.
Things don't seem right here. Did you see the smoke?
I hope I'm wrong about this, but I thought I saw some bodies lying in the road, and they weren't moving.
Only one way to find out. Quinn, are you with me?
Right behind you.
I'll stay on the Lance of Truth. The sublight engines still need a tweak or two, but keep me informed, okay?
Will do, Miranda. And keep the motor running, just in case we need to make a fast getaway.
Roger that.
Quinn, come here! It's the chief of the Canyon People. He's badly wounded. Quinn, look out!
Tange, a welcoming party. Just what we needed.
You are not close enough, Fox. The village.
He was wearing stasis armor.
The uniform. Seeker, this guy is a soldier in the United Nations Special Forces.
The Amalgamated Regional Militia? What is the arm doing on Ringworld?
I could take a wild guess. He must have activated his automatic self-destruct system. The arm doesn't believe in letting their soldiers get captured, even more so now that they developed personal stasis armor.
Such armor would prove invaluable on a field of battle. If it wasn't for that nuctive negator, he would have been invincible.
What happened to the village?
Spitting fire, great metal birds from the sky.
Arm hammerheads.
People run to hills, but death pierced. Needles of lightning. Some escaped. Many died. My wives, my daughter.
What of the Nuktipan ship?
Nukpan?
The silver egg.
Silver egg. Entrusted to our care. A tunnel of light taken back to sky. Silver gods angry. Punish us for letting other gods see the egg.
Tunnel of light. Sounds like a tractor beam.
The arm has the Nuktipan ship. Damn!
You have answered my questions.
Revenge, my people.
He is dead.
We've got to get back to the Lance of Truth immediately. If the arm is still close by, they may have already detected our presence.
If the arm is anywhere on Ringworld, they are, as you humans say, too close for comfort.
Yes, too bloody close. Bad news, Miranda. The arm is on Ringworld.
When did they show up?
The UN probably sent the arm out here just as soon as Louis Wu and Chimie told the government about Ringworld.
But that would mean that the arm has been here for 15 years.
Minus the time it would have taken them to make the trip without Level 3 hyperwave. But why didn't we see any evidence of ARM activity the first time we were on Ringworld?
The arm wrote the book on clandestine activities. If they didn't want you to see them, believe me, you wouldn't. Besides, Ringworld is a big place, 6 times 10 to the 14th square miles.
One of the arm's directives is to control technology. Ringworld is so immense that a complete takeover is impractical, even with the arm's resources. They're probably conducting undercover operations designed to ferret out Ringworld's secrets without alarming the natives.
Although I don't think I'd include village strafing in the clandestine category.
They did what?
Sorry to be the one to tell you, Miranda, but the chief is dead, along with the majority of people in the village.
I'll bet they never knew what hit them. But what do we do now? The arm must have an established base on the Ringworld surface. It's not safe for us to stick around too long.
I will scan for the arm's location.
Good idea.
Long-range scanning won't be very effective on the surface.
Don't use the active scan either. The arm would be able to trace it back to our location.
Indeterminate advanced readings bearing 24 Mark 0 within 9.0 times 10 to the 4th UN standard miles. Indeterminate intermediate readings bearing 270 Mark 0 within 2.0 times 10 to the 5th UN standard miles.
Since I'm using a passive short-range scan, this will only be an approximate location. I read steady neutrino emissions to spinward, starboard 12 to 25 degrees. Distance at least 3,000 miles, putting the base up against the ring wall.
There goes the neighborhood. What do you say we get the heck out of here?
Where should we go?
I vote we go attack the ARM headquarters. Frontal assault.
If you're being serious, we'll have to lock you in your quarters until you come to your senses. And you'd have to be crazy to make jokes at a time like this.
The most prudent course would be to go back out the way we came in.
You mean back through Fist of God? Not a bad idea. We could set down on a spaceport ledge like the one we landed on when we got here the first time. Then find a hatchway through the wall and back to the surface.
We can safely leave the Lance of Truth on the ledge. With all her security devices set, no one will be able to get anywhere near her.
Sounds like a plan. Let's go.
Do you agree that we'll be safe on the spaceport ledge?
I think we're safe enough for the time being.
I wouldn't count on it. I've got that creepy feeling, like someone's watching us, even way out here.
Let's get out there and look for a hatchway. People arriving here would need a way through to the surface. We're bound to find something.
If you don't need me, I'll stay on board.
Trying to get out of doing the hard work, Miranda?
Well, Quinn, if you would prefer to stay here and recalibrate the security system for total vacuum, you're more than welcome to give it a try.
No, that's all right. I'm sure you'll do a much better job at it than I would.
I'm sure I will.
Humans argue too much. Quinn, if you are not planning to duel, then go suit up. I'll meet you at the airlock.
a 3-meter cable harness. Beyond this door is the vacuum suit room. Storage for tools and spare parts. One of several access entries to the
What took you so long, human?
Better smile when you call me that, partner. On second thought, let's go see what we can see.
Partner?
This suit looks like it was made for the average human female.
Ready for egress. I'll follow you through the airlock. Find anything yet?
No, I don't see anything that looks like a hatchway.
a directional actuator. Some call it a joystick.
Seeker, do you read?
Affirmative.
I need a Zin's strength for a moment. Can you assist me?
What do you need?
I've found something very promising here, but I need to lift this piece of wreckage so I can grab it.
Acknowledged.
I'm not having any luck here. How about you?
You would think that a hatchway would be fairly easy to see. There has to be one here somewhere.
Quinn! Seeker! Return to the ship immediately!
Sounds like we have company.
Miranda! What the hell is going on? Miranda, do you read?
So this is the infamous Lance of Truth? And you must be the notorious interstellar criminal Miranda Reese. A veritable blossom amongst the nettles. What a disgusting habit. How unfortunate that your breeding belies your beauty.
Who are you, and what gives you the right to come in here?
How rude of me. We haven't been properly introduced. I'm General Carson Teal of the Amalgamated Regional Militia. Acting with the authority of the United Nations of Known Space, I am now seizing the prototype starship stolen from Wakai Rift. You, by the way, are under arrest.
There are no others on board, my general.
I was given to understand that a male human and a Zin accompanied you to the Ringworld. Where are they?
Quinn, we'll ambush them when they lower the ramp. Take cover.
Maintain radio silence. They may be monitoring.
A clever and, as it turns out, correct deduction, my dear Quinn.
Tange. I recognize that voice.
But can't quite recall the face. Don't tell me you've forgotten your good old days back in the arm. Why, it seems like only yesterday that you were my lieutenant and I was your commanding officer.
Teal! I thought they kicked you out of the arm years ago.
No, though your testimony succeeded in generating doubt in the minds of my superiors. Hence, they ruined a brilliant career by relegating me out to these galactic wastelands.
I hate to be the one to break up this touching reunion, but what are you going to do with us?
Let's consider the options. To enumerate. 1. I will return the hyperdrive ship to known space in the UN, thereby re-establishing myself in the arm's good graces. 2. You, I find to be a charming, though uncultivated creature, much like a wild rose left untended by the gardener's knowing hand. In short, my dear, you need pruning. And I still have some questions to which, given the proper persuasion, I'm sure you will be happy to provide answers.
A Zin is not captured without a fight. Many will die before we are taken.
if I may be allowed to continue. 3. Quinn and the Zin will remain on the spaceport ledge.
No! That goes against UN law and the Geneva Convention.
The UN demands the humane treatment of prisoners. Your friends, however, have somehow managed to elude my grasp, and therefore are technically not my prisoners. Of course, it is convenient to know where they'll be should I have need of them.
So, this is your revenge.
Revenge? Such an ugly word. I prefer divine retribution. But enough conversation. Prepare for takeoff.
You son of a slaver!
Yes? You were saying?
What are you going to do with me?
No time for questions. As for you two spaceport castaways, don't trouble yourselves looking for a way through the wall, because there isn't one. I already checked. Perhaps, if I remember, I'll send someone to pick you up. But it's a funny thing.
Where are we going?
No time for questions, as don't perhaps lately these days I seem to be getting more and more forgetful. Oh well, I guess it's just a curse of old age. You should be grateful to me for relieving you of such inconveniences. Take her up.
Yes, General.
I wonder what the General has in mind for Miranda.
If he hurts her... Tans, what could we do about it? We're fucking stranded.
A radar mechanism. just another piece of junk. A guidance control module. A navigational gyro. This ship's hull is not intact. This ship's hull is not intact. This airbag must have saved the pilot's life. A functional diagnostics display. A partially depleted fuel cell. You have no use for this item. This action benefits you not. You have no use. They're really a good concept, but one which will not. This act a good. They're really an access hatch to the ship's interior. This action. An access hatch. An access hatch. This ship's hull. An access. This ship's. The hatch to the ship's cockpit. This diagnostics display is non-functional. The slot for a directional actuator. The cockpit of your so-called ledge hopper, a storage compartment. A spare igniter. A thruster control valve. This ship's hull is intact. The fuel cell could be dangerous if used in this way. It appears that the radar mechanism has no effect. That is not a logical use. This is not.
Looks like we have an operational ship.
Let's see if it will get off the ground before we jump to any conclusions.
It would be nice if there was some way to determine how much fuel we have. I don't like the thought of stalling out halfway up the wall.
Only one way to find out. Flight spindles, the fuel is depleted. We're not going to make it to the surface.
Are we going to crash?
There may be enough in the fuel lines to keep the thrusters alive. Brace yourself. Quinn, are you all right?
Yeah. Talk about cutting it close. Nice flying, Seeker. Look at the view. A vista difficult for the eye to encompass. Impossible for the mind to comprehend.
Don't get verbose on me. What do you think of these giant rings?
They seem to extend for as far as the eye can see. I believe it's a transport system based on magnetism. A maglev.
A maglev, yes, my impression also. If we follow the rings, they're bound to lead somewhere.
Looks like a maglev transport car.
It must be a maintenance vehicle, since the RIM transport system was obviously built to accommodate starliners.
Let's get in and see where it goes. If it goes.
The RIM Transport Car's control panel. The exit button. Radar screens sweep for oncoming traffic. The acceleration slider. A directional activator. Forward and reverse. When the red lights indicate that you're approaching an elevator, decelerate accordingly. The flashing green lights indicate that everything is up and running according to spec.
Here's an elevator. Let's see if it works.
We should try to find the closest working elevator to the ARM base on the surface. Considering that the elevators seem to be thousands of miles apart, we could be in for an extremely long hike if we pick the wrong one.
A good concept, but one which will not this action benefits
Here's an elevator.
We should try to find the closest considering that...
This looks like the elevator's cargo hold.
What's this robot doing here?
Not too much, I'd say. But it is blocking the control panel. How are we going to get it off there?
I can barely lift it. If only we had something to use for leverage.
If you lift the robot again, I can slide the airbag underneath.
Now, how do we inflate the airbag?
With one of our rebreather tanks?
If you use your air to fill the bag, what are you going to breathe?
I'll pressurize the cabin with your tank.
Then we could both breathe the air in the cabin as the airbag inflates. Good idea. We're moving off the rim at last.
I can't wait to fill my lungs with real air again.
Here, drink this. It will fortify you after your ordeal.
What is it?
Just a little cognac from my private reserve. An 18th century Napoleon replicated to the last molecule.
I've never tasted anything like it. Thank you.
Now, isn't it nicer without those cruel bonds?
Thank you. That's much better.
Accustomed as you are to a barbarian like Quinn, the company of a gentleman must be a welcome improvement.
How right you are. And not only a gentleman, but a man of intellect and eclectic tastes as well.
You are so perceptive. It is a rare pleasure for me to come across a mind capable of appreciating my genius. With your permission, I would show you something, call it a little hobby of mine, that might amuse you. Miranda, I must admit you almost persuaded me to share a Ringworld secret with you, A secret so powerful that its possessor could rule galaxies.
He's crazier than a wirehead.
I beg your pardon?
I'm dazed and tired.
I see. However, upon further consideration, it occurred to me that you might be using flattery to lower my guard, a tactic worthy of your charm. I am sorry, my dear, but I must continue the interrogation. I just want to ask you one simple question. What were you doing on my Ringworld?
Your Ringworld, huh? What were you doing blasting away a canyon people village?
I need information from the Nuktapan ship for my experiments.
So you wiped out a bunch of innocent people?
How dare you question me? Yours is not the reason why. My mind soars in the rarefied air of genius!
General Teal, you're a scientist.
What gives you the idea we were ever on the Ringworld surface?
From my ship, the Juggernaut, I've been monitoring your activities ever since you entered Ringworld space. You've been popping in and out of Fist of God like a jack in the Tesseract.
Yes, and we happened to be in the neighborhood when your hammerheads took out the Canyon People Village. That goes against just about every UN directive ever written.
I need information.
What experiments?
Experiments that will someday allow me to conquer the... Very clever. But I was under the impression that I was hosting this interrogation.
General Teal, your scientists are standing by in the Gen Lab with their status report.
Good. For their sakes, I hope they were successful this time. I'm afraid I must leave you alone for a moment. I suggest you take this time to reconsider your attitude. When I return, I will expect a bit more cooperation, or things may become, shall we say, unpleasant in the extreme.
A good concept. This act...
Miranda, our conversation has been very pleasant, and yet I regret to say it is now over. Your cell may be a little damp and chilly, but don't worry. I don't think our cell rats are too vicious.
We've stopped. Looks like this is the end of the line.
Can't breathe.
Come in, please. I feel fully recovered, and I have many questions to ask.
As do I.
Coarse, yet warm. Coarse.
Where are we?
You are in the Spill Mountains, guests of the Spill Mountain folk. You were barely alive when we found you outside the Black Gate.
What happened to us?
We live far above the heavy air. Beings such as yourselves cannot find room enough in their lungs for our air. I administered a specially concocted brew called Easy Breathe Tea, thus increasing your body's oxygen absorption levels.
Your hospitality is greatly appreciated. Do you know who we are?
I know only that you are travelers who needed my aid to survive. That's all a caretaker needs to know. However, our leader, Astur Farisha, has been informed of your presence. She will want to meet with you in her chambers.
Greetings and salutations.
I am Astafarisha, reciter of the Spill Mountain folk. I would talk with you.
What are the Spill Mountains?
Many thousands of mountains, many miles high, huddled against the great wall like children at their mother's knee. For countless generations, the folk have carved their lives into the ice flows of the lower Spill Mountains. We chisel the ice, revealing lines of beauty and strength. So do we sculpt the minds of our children with the history of their ancestors. In this way, the telling travels through time, teaching us who we are and foreseeing what we will become.
Can you help us reach the surface? The land beneath the heavy air?
I know full well that you are more than just the travelers you claim to be. Time, or your enemy, will eventually be your judge. I have but one concern, and that is the welfare of my people. I would share my worries, knowing you are from the heavy air and may have insight that I lack.
We owe you our lives. Anything you ask in return will be slight payment indeed.
Let me tell you first of the night people, or ghouls. They are the scavengers of the heavy air, collecting the bodies of creatures that have died. Ghouls also deal in trade. The Spill Mountain folk have long relied upon them for goods and information. Traveling in gas balloons of our manufacture, the ghouls supply us with raw materials, wood and seed grain, as well as the plant from which we distill Easy Breathe tea. In exchange, we give them the tan skins of the Sherber goat and the ice bear and the products of our artisans and crafters. 52 days ago, the folk saw a balloon crash into the mountainside. When I reached the wreckage, I found my ghoul friend, Urgenta, grievously wounded of body and terrified in spirit. Gasping with pain, she told the horrific tale of her tribe's destruction. Faceless silver men spitting fire. Women and children slaughtered without mercy. Male ghouls captured and taken away into the sky. I knew not what truth she spoke, nor what she imagined in her agony and confusion. Her courage sustained her just long enough to bring us warning. She died amid the splinters and rags of the wrecked balloon.
We know of these silver men. They are our enemies too.
Perhaps the Arch of Time has destined the crossing of our paths. My people cannot survive in the heavy air. And yet, I must find out if the Silvermen threaten the Spill Mountain folk. Quinn, take a balloon pack and descend to the heavy air. Return or send a message so I can decide the way of my people. For this deed, you will earn a place in the telling.
You make it sound like Quinn will be going alone.
I am sorry, but the balloon packs were not designed for a creature the size and weight of an ice bear. You are welcome to remain with us.
I will find my own way down.
Although I do not doubt your strength and courage, that is inadvisable. There is no trail. In many places the ice gives way to bare skrith. Even your great claws would find no purchase on skrith.
I accept your commission. Where do I get a balloon pack?
I will give you one of our finest. But first, you must retrieve your tank from the tanning and storage cave. Fill them with helium. Then come to the balloon launch. I will await you there.
Don't worry, Seeker. We'll find some way to get you out of here.
I hope so too. Quinn, good hunting to you.
I would speak with you, Seeker of Vengeance.
My time is yours, Reciter.
The telling contains many fables and legends. I wish to tell you one of these stories. Judge it as you will. Long ago, when the world worked, rivers of Flup flowed from the highest Spill Mountain peaks. Flup's fertile gray muds and silts enriched our fields as gravity slowly pulled the flow down, toward the heavy air land.
It sounds like some kind of circulation system. Are the spill mountains hollow?
I am coming to that. Please do not interrupt the telling.
I apologize.
Many centuries ago, the Flup ceased flowing. It is told that once 3 brave heroes conquered the perils of the highest peaks to learn the Flup's source. They found an endless tunnel winding deep into the heart of the Spill Mountain. Following the steep descent until their strength was exhausted, they discovered the machines of giants, frozen and useless. Try as they might, the heroes could do nothing to restart the flow of Flup. They returned home to a hero's welcome, yet they knew they had failed.
Sounds like a system for reclaiming eroded rock and topsoil. If dredges were placed in the ocean bottoms and... No, it's unbelievable. And yet...
There is another legend. I hesitate in the telling, lest you think I jest.
I will listen with my mind and heart, reciter.
Good. This is a tale not of what was, but of what will be. It is told there will come a hero, a traveler from distant lands, as fierce as he is noble, as cruel as he is wise. Descending from the heights, he plunges to the depths, thus saving the folk from a terrible danger. Heinous trials and tribulations befall him. Preyed upon by a malevolence that attacks his mind, heart, and loins, he triumphs by virtue of his purity, courage, and intelligence. For his reward, the hero receives a gem with the power of worlds. I believe you are the one whose coming was foreseen.
Your people are not threatened by a terrible danger.
But we are, by a threat many times more imminent than the heavy air's men of silver. The folk have become the victims of vampires living within the Spill Mountain.
Vampires? This variety must have adapted to the thin air.
Then you know of the vampires and their ways. They steal out at night and prey upon our flocks. Recently they have grown so bold as to attack the young and feeble among us. Already we have suffered the tragic loss of several children and an old man. My people must not live in terror. We have tried to track and destroy the vampires, but when we get close, an appalling lust comes upon us. Anyone affected by this incapacitating desire is doomed to a certain death.
I know of the lust you describe. The vampires use it to lure their intended prey. Astrophoresia, I do not claim to be the hero of your legend, but if you will permit me, I'll see what I can do about your vampire problem.
The lives of our children, nay, perhaps of us all, rest in your hands. With you go the hopes of all the Spill Mountain folk.
You're wasting your breath. You The ice oil lamps. Judging from the smell, Sherbergoat oil lamps. A pile of clothes, probably dirty. A pile of clothes. The small leather bag contains a coarse brown substance that you easily identify as gunpowder. steam-driven piston compresses the coolant. A glass dome with a handle on top. Ancient pictographs add ambiance. A script key. This action. The ice bear skin is pulled taut over a drying frame. A tanner's face mask, protection from fumes and particles. The crank is strong enough to raise and lower the rock. The flask contains a fluid that smells strongly like alcohol. The ice buildup blocks the shaft. This door must lead to the vampire haunts. Vampire pheromones inundate your senses, sending you reeling with overwhelming lust. These corridors access the Spill Mountain's Flup Tube system. Good thing you made that mask to block the vampire pheromones. Apparently, your photon stunner's intense light disintegrates vampires. To your surprise, the photon stun proves fatal to These corridors access the Spill Mountain's Flup Tube system. There is nothing. Cautiously, you sniff the air. The pheromones have dissipated. All the vampires must be dead. Definitely a containment field. These scrolls look ancient.
found these scrolls in the heart of the Spill Mountain. Are they of any interest to you?
By the great sacred arch. These scrolls are ancient. They appear to date back before the age of the city builders. You have found a treasure priceless beyond measure to the Spill Mountain folk. My gratitude is endless. It is just as the legend predicts. You have found the gem of worlds. You must keep it as the telling demands.
As you wish.
With you go the hopes of all the Spill Mountain folk. With you go the hopes of all the Spill Mountain folk.
That would accomplish nothing. Find a better way to find a
Before you leave, I have information that may prove helpful. Urgenta said she did not see her son among the dead or captured. He was in the forest foraging when the attack came. Urgenta's dying breath whispered a prayer for his deliverance. If he was indeed spared, he may be able to assist you. Many years ago, Urgenta gifted me this flute in friendship. If any ghouls survive, by this token they will recognize you as my emissary.
Where should I go?
Use the river as your guide. Follow it downstream through the mountains and foothills. Land when the terrain flattens. That is all I know. You may inflate the balloon and cast off when the winds appear favorable. I will now return to my duties as village leader. I believe 2 farmers await my judgment regarding a dispute over a misbegotten litter of Sherber goats.
Thank you for saving our lives.
Are not all creatures mere crystals in the ice flow of time? The Spill Mountain folk have a saying, what goes around the arch returns around the arch. Thus we may be in your debt before the close of another Fallon. Go and return, Quinn.
The scenery slips by serenely. What a pleasant way to travel. Let your altitude stabilize first. Let your Let your The forest teems with wildlife. Caution is advised.
You are foolish to return here without your people. Now I will kill you.
Ow! Hey, calm down. I'm not gonna hurt you.
I will kill you. I will kill you.
All right, all right. So you're going to kill me. Do you mind if we talk first? That's better. Now we can... Ugh.
Now I will kill you.
Hey, enough is enough. You are not, I repeat, not going to kill me. Now let me up, or tell me your problem, because I am quickly running out of patience with you.
Your people killed my tribe. I must have revenge.
Those guys in the silver suits, huh? Yeah, they're bad homies.
You mean they're your enemies too?
Tell me what happened.
I was in the forest collecting. I heard a great roaring noise, then screaming. I went back to the camp. Everyone was running. Some of them were on fire. Then I saw the cloud ships returning, shooting the light that burns. I hid in the forest and I watched. Men in silver armor walked into the camp. I saw them kill my friend Gimker and his mother. They killed my teacher and the shaman. Soon almost everyone was dead. And then I saw my father, Herond. He was alive. I wanted to call out, but the silver men captured him. They put him with the other surviving men. Then they took them all away. I never saw my father again. And I do not know what happened to my mother, Urgenta.
Wait a minute. Your mother is Urgenta?
Yes. Why do you ask?
I have something that belonged to her.
My mother's flute. But how did you get it?
I'm really sorry to tell you this.
She's dead, isn't she?
Yes. Although she was wounded in the attack against your people, she flew a balloon up to warn the Spill Mountain folk. She was a very brave woman. And I know that her last thoughts were of her son.
I guess I knew she was dead. But who are you?
Maybe we should start from the beginning. I am Quinn McQuarrie, explorer.
Nej Galore, apprentice gatherer.
Nej Galore, apprentice gatherer. We need to talk, exchange information. I think we'll be able to help each other.
Agreed, Quinn McQuarrie, explorer. I shall kindle a fire. Please, follow.
So, the arm has stationed an outpost near here.
Yes. It's guarded by one man during the day and one by night. I can take you there.
Play my cards right, and I may win myself a trip to the arm base. I only hope it's not a one-way trip. Nej, in the morning, I want you to lead me to the outpost. Can you distract the guard?
I would do anything to harm the ones who murdered my people.
Spoken like a full gatherer.
Really? Thanks. Do not worry about this one, Quinn McQuarrie. I know what to do with him.
Guess I'll wait and see what happens now. Thanks for your help, Nej. Good luck finding the other ghouls.
With the information from your comm scan, I now know which direction to go. May you live until we meet again.
I'm not exactly sure how to take that.
Where's McGurk?
Oh, I think he had an important dinner engagement.
A good concept, but one which will
This computer must control the entire security network. The guard's toolbox. A laser hacksaw. This should come in handy. Nothing to...
An anti-pest laser. They're real. A good concept. They're real. This action. That. This.
What do you think we're looking for, Lieutenant Ferguson?
Anything that moves, Private. On the QT, while a touch of paranoia may be mandatory in a commanding officer, I think Teal has about 5,000 times his daily requirement.
A good You have no... This...
Dr. Tomko, the protectors have restabilized. Shall I continue the increased current level or drop back down to normal?
Leave the current high for an hour and then take another reading. Dropping the current too soon would be disastrous. No, I can't say Teal was happy with my report. In fact, for a few moments, I actually feared for my life.
Frankly, Dr. Tomko, this Tree of Life experiment is beginning to make me very nervous. I don't think we should continue our attempts to control the ghoul protectors.
I agree, Dr. Filbert. Although, unless Teal says something first, I think we'd best keep quiet on that topic.
Is it all right if I take my dinner break now, Dr. Tomko?
Yes, Ralph. And if you see Dr. Filbert in the dining room, please tell him I'll join him in a minute.
The scientists have all gone to dinner. Now's my chance. Teal has managed to crack the stasis field around the Nuktapun ship. Every table has a body on it. This must be the computer that controls the life support system. What the hell? I'll bet this is one of those ghoul protector things that the scientists were talking about. But is it dead or alive? Or somewhere in between? Quinn! Change, am I glad to see you? But how? What?
No time to explain. We've got to get out of here.
Miranda, I'm glad to see you. A puppeteer. Where did you find him?
We didn't know he was there. Miranda, we've got a stowaway.
Oh dear. I feel a wave of mania ensuing.
Don't you dare go catatonic on us.
Tell me what happened at the arm base.
We just barely got out of there alive.
Why? And where is Lance of Truth?
We couldn't get to her in all the chaos. Somehow I managed to accidentally unleash the ghoul protectors.
Ghoul protectors?
Miranda, you did not free the ghoul protectors. I did. If you would only allow me to explain...
Puppeteer, speak and keep it short.
My name is Webster. I am an experimentalist. The Conservative Party conspired to strengthen its hold on the puppeteer government.
Yeah, we know. We were the conspiracy.
That plan exploded, quite literally, in their faces. The resulting political chaos on the fleet of worlds creates an auspicious occasion for an experimentalist uprising. I have come to the Ringworld to retrieve my hindmost.
But what were you doing in the middle of Arms Central?
I needed their risk-taking abilities. Teal promised his assistance in return for certain technological advancements. But his mental state was rapidly deteriorating. His obsession with the ghoul protectors. I manipulated the situation to make it appear that Miranda released the protectors. Then I hid aboard a hammerhead, knowing that someone would escape in it. We find ourselves in each other's company purely by coincidence.
So your fail-safe system didn't work then?
I honestly don't know. If the bomb did go off as planned, then the arm base and the ghoul protectors have been annihilated. In which case, you both owe me a debt of gratitude, not merely for facilitating your escape, but for the destruction of a vicious menace as well.
I don't know about gratitude, but I guess we'll let you live. For now.
Look then and see what I took from the heart of the Spill Mountain.
What is it?
Well, I don't actually know, but...
I know what it is. Why, this couldn't have worked out any better if I had manipulated the entire scenario myself.
Somehow, I'm not convinced you didn't.
We must get to the map room immediately. As a precaution, I will guide us through the flop tube system. It is safer.
I'll take a puppeteer's word on that.
Does this have anything to do with that stepping disc thing Keel kept raving about?
Yes, it does. But I'll explain once we're on our way. Here is the flop tube recirculation map for this region of Ringworld.
How do we access the system?
Enter the flop tube at the top of this spill mountain. We will descend until we reach the ocean floor. Then we fly to the floating city.
Lap belts on? Here we go.
A door leading further into the city.
Things have changed since last I was here. I wonder...
This grass-eater had better know what he's doing. After all that Sherber goat, a little fresh puppeteer would be a welcome treat.
This place is amazing. I wonder what it was like living here in the days of the city builders.
Smooth surfaces diffuse a gentle light that is easy on the eyes.
What an unexpected pleasure. Do come in, all of you. Now what does this remind me of? Something stirring my dim memories of childhood. Let me think. I know. The Wizard of Oz. But Dorothy, where's your Toto?
I've had just about enough of you!
We've got to humor him. He's as crazy as two waltzing mice. Ah, Teal, old man, how nice to see you after all these years. I must admit, you're looking remarkably fit.
Fit enough to blast quite a large hole through the next one who moves. After the arm base exploded, I realized it must have been you, Webster, and not Miranda, who released the ghoul protectors. Further speculation led me to believe that you knew more than you revealed about the missing key. Since you were bound to show up here eventually, I decided to throw a little surprise party. Surprised?
General, you must trust me. I told you all I knew at the time. However, through a recent stroke of amazing good luck, we are now in possession of the key.
How fortunate. Give it to me.
Give it to him, Seeker.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Give General Teal the cube from the Spill Mountains.
The cube is the missing key to the stepping disc room?
Yes. For over a dozen Earth centuries, the experimentalist puppeteers have studied the Ringworld. Recently, we discovered this stepping disc room. From the control panel configuration, I deduced that a cube of unknown composition was necessary to activate the technology. Through the auspices of fate or good luck, Seeker has provided us with one such cube. Perhaps many cubes exist, scattered all over the Ringworld in hidden caches. Fortunately, one is all we need.
Give me that cube!
Go ahead and shoot, Teal. Vaporize me, and the cube goes too. Oh, that's nice. So good. A tasp!
Most puppeteers who deal with aliens have them surgically implanted. It's so much more civilized and effective to control through pleasure rather than pain. Now, General, the cube, if you please.
Actually, I don't feel like giving it up just yet.
My tasp! It has no effect on you?
All ARM officers with the rank of colonel or higher have their pleasure centers cauterized. Although the disadvantages are obvious, it really cuts down on security breaches. And now, if I'm not rushing anyone, I think it's time to cross over to the stepping disc room. Webster, with your talent for booby traps, I'd feel happier if you and the Zin went first. Miranda? And Quinn. This might turn out to be not such a bad day after all. If you're thinking of the elevator as a possible escape route, gentlemen, I'm afraid I must disappoint you. With the other stepping disc already in the map room, it was only logical to disable the elevator again. So sorry. And if there are no further questions, no? Then I think we've dawdled long enough. Quinn, the fates have conspired, bringing you here to witness my greatest triumph. You who intended the ruin of my career, and were instead the indirect cause of this supreme moment. You were always plotting against me, you and the other ranking ARM officers. Resentful of my superior intellect, envious of my brilliant tactics and strategies. Jealous because my soldiers always won the cleanest battalion of the month award. Well, those days are over. With this stepping disc, I'll make my presence known throughout Ringworld. Even without ghoul protectors, my army will easily overpower these ragtag aliens. And once I control Ringworld, I control the secrets of its creators. Their power will be mine to wield as I please, for conquest or coercion, peace or pandemonium. Watch closely, for you are about to witness the birth of an empire. And now, just to make my victory taste all the sweeter, I'm going to blast your only exit to atoms!
Teal, no! Don't do it! Carson, please!
It might not be a good idea to get too close. Protectors can be dangerous. It might...
Where are we?
Good question.
This is odd. I'm performing a solar scan and the spectral readings are completely different.
Apparently, we are no longer on Ringworld.
Then where the Tange are we?
Could this be another Ringworld? Is it possible?